Welcome to the class. In the Consumer Protection Act 2019 video series, today we are going to talk about the term consumer. Okay, in this video, we are going to cover the definition of the term consumer as per the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Okay, let's see definition of the term. Yes. Basically, we can divide this definition into two parts. That is, the term consumer, meaning of the term when it comes to a person who buys. And the next part is about a person who avails or hires services. So let's consider the first part, person who buys. Now, a person who buys becomes a consumer only when he buys for consideration. This part is very important. The term consideration has the same meaning as that is in the Indian Contract Act 1872. That means consideration is something in return. And particularly when it comes to sale of goods, the consideration has to be in terms of money. Okay, so a person buys something for consideration, means a person buys by paying price. Okay, now this consideration can be paid. He has paid the full money and buying it, or it could be partly paid. He paid only a part of it, remaining he has promised to pay, or deferred payment scheme. He is buying it under an installment scheme or a hire purchase scheme. Okay, any of them will qualify to become a consideration for the purpose of Consumer Protection Act. Now, person who avails services or hires services. Okay, again the rule is the same. He must also obtain the services for consideration, which could be paid, partly paid, promised, deferred payment scheme or any such other schemes, but it is for consideration. But at the same time, it does not include a person who buys goods. That part of the definition does not include a purchase for commercial purpose. A person has purchased this for the purpose of reselling the goods, doing business as a way of doing business. If he has purchased, that purchase will not be coming under Consumer Protection Act. Okay, and similarly, a person who gets goods for free without paying the consideration will also not come under this definition. Same thing will be applicable for services. If they are availed for free, it will not be qualified to be a service under Consumer Protection Act. Again, another exception comes here is this, that goods bought for commercial purpose will not be considered as consumer, or the person who purchased goods for commercial purpose will not be considered as a consumer. But at the same time, if this purchase is for a livelihood, that means the person is definitely running a business or a commercial activity, but that is that person's sole livelihood. For example, a person buys an auto rickshaw. Here, buying an auto rickshaw is an activity which will qualify him to be a consumer under Consumer Protection Act. But at the same time, he is running this auto rickshaw and earning money out of it. That means this is a commercial purpose and this will not be, he will not be a consumer for this purpose. But at the same time, if the person's sole livelihood is running this auto rickshaw and he is doing it as a self-employment, he is running the auto rickshaw, he is earning his livelihood by doing that activity, even though it is a commercial activity, he will still be a consumer under Consumer Protection Act. Okay, I hope the point is very clear to you. And the peculiarity of Consumer Protection Act 2013, or how this 2013 Act is different from the 1986 Act which it has replaced, is by including that this kind of purchase, whether it is buying goods or availing services, will include all online, offline, direct marketing, multi-level marketing, electronic marketing, or tele-shopping. All of them will be considered as a purchase for the purpose of Consumer Protection Act, and anyone buys or avails services using any of these platforms will be a consumer for the purpose of the act. I hope the term is clear to you. For more videos, watch the series, and if you have any doubts, you need any clarification, make use of my comment box. I'll be really happy to help.